breakfast time with me, Ribea Elise. Excitedly, I'm sharing my breakfast with everyone again today. We're enjoying our wheat big meal. We are going to enjoy, I think we're only going to enjoy one slice of toast, right? We're going to enjoy our toast with jam on. It's a toasted grilled roll, nicely buttered, strawberry jam. Apricot jam is what we grew up with, right? It is our favorite. Our warmie, our light cuppa warmie. We are also going to enjoy a little bit of water with that. And we had an amazing time, but we woke up early this morning. I can really feel that my tummy is not really wanting my attention to be under pregnancy. The whole time I've been trying to be busy and to not be too focused on how my tummy is growing. And now I really learned that my body requires me to focus on my tummy. Because remember, if you're not gonna focus on your tummy the whole time, then you might the whole time sometimes want to be too busy in the house, and that often happens because we are mothers. It often happens that we are too busy in the house, right? And then when we are too busy, then we sometimes tend to forget, and then we are fast-paced in the house, and we do some fast-paced things, and then we often tend to forget the pregnancy tummy, and we tend to want to rush through the day, and we tend to want to do things in a hush, hush, rush, rush way. Another thing that I want to say, yes, the breast milk is, I don't know, I had breast probably ever since 4 or 5 months of pregnancy. Ever since the 5th month of pregnancy, the breast milk was already in my titties. And the breast milk was already, and now by the 6th, 7th month, right? And the breast milk was already there, and it was already popping, and it was already there. So we probably having to that. Fruits, do you really fruit? Do I eat fruits? Yes, you're gonna have to do fruits. And you're gonna have to do your type of fruits, right? That your body is used to. I always say, don't prefer going to do a whole different diet when you are pregnant. I don't. I don't suggest that you eat totally different fruits and different types of foods. I suggest that you hold on to what your immune system have been used to and have been functioning with, and because you might get allergic reactions to different types of food when you are pregnant, right? And that's why hold on to the fruits that you would normally eat, right? Your apples, your grapes. I love grapes. I haven't had grapes in this season because I know it's not grape season, but the course shops in import grapes, right? So grapes are always available, and I love my grapes. But I know my grape season is appearing, and it's very nice, and I'm excited. Another fruit that I love to eat that y'all can have a lot. I love peaches. I don't know if you all love peaches. I had a dream about peaches last night and I haven't been craving it. No. But those are my type of fruits, right? Another fruit that I love is my melon, my sweet melon, right? Some of my brothers prefer the watermelon. I prefer the sweet melon. So all these years we had the advantage of having people that was buying and selling the vegetations, right? And then they you would normally bring for us our watermelons and our sweet melons, and we always had that, and we grew up with that. That was one of my oldest brother's friends, my mama's friends, and they always and there I learned and I appreciated from the melons, the type of melons, the sweet melon is my favorite, and I appreciate that. And if they bring the watermelon to me, I sometimes have the watermelon with everyone because everyone is too over educating me of how the watermelon is so special for them. And then I must know the whole time what's them really telling me that the flavor of the watermelon is much better than my sweet melon flavor for them. And the our taste buds are different. And then I'm like, huh, I'm on my sweet melon is the favorite, and it's really now the favorite. And that's my seasonal fruits with ice, sweet melon with ice cream. Yes, we have ice cream. I had ice cream yesterday. Doreen brought ice cream, so I had a whole cup of ice cream yesterday, and I took some up because the strawberry jam are very, very much having the strawberry pieces in. So I put the strawberry pieces on top of my ice cream and let the strawberrynesses and the strawberry flavor of the jam just go through the ice cream to give that sweetness to it. Vanilla ice cream, yeah. You can have for lunch. That again, that was very nice. They have the different types of peaches. I love my peaches, all the different types. The yellow peaches, I love the yellow peaches with the hair and with the fluffy, with the hair and as you call it hair. But I love my yellow peaches a lot. But it shouldn't be green. I love the freshness in seasons of the yellow peaches. And a different type of peaches that I love. I love all types of peaches. Oh, another thing that other people, I'm not saying I don't love it. I will eat it every now and then. It's a prune. So when you are pregnant, the sourness is after that, yes, with interest to you. But I won't now really go and buy the prune at the store. I would rather there's always the prunes next to the peaches, and then I would rather choose the peaches rather than the prunes. And your different types of teas that you can have with the red boost, South African red boost tea is a very nice tea for pregnant mamas. It's very, very nice. English breakfast tea is a bit lighter. Red boost tea is not. It's not that red boost tea has really, but the taste of red boost tea is not too dry, but it's very light in the teeness of it. But I love the English breakfast teas. But to like when you eat the milk, you can sometimes see that the milk changes very easily. But then you're like, no, 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 no. I really want to sometimes drink a cup of tea, but it shouldn't be like franky dry. It should be nice, enjoyable. And that's why South African red roast tea good for pregnancies. It's very soft in tea flavors. We don't do too much milk. We have really had good water. We have really had enough water yesterday. And we really are gonna have our fluids again. Also, people suggested a few years ago cranberry juice, right? I was in Dubai and someone said, cranberry juice is very good for the womb. And I had cranberry juice after that, and I have cranberry juice now in the house, and it's a red cranberry. That's very nice. Ever since the person told me that I bought cranberry juice, and even during these years, my husband Dorian, even on his own mindset and busy with his own things, he still buys me the cranberry juice because he can remember I came from the bar and I said, someone gave me this stuff and it's very good, and I'm still really he's still buying that flavor. Mm, I have orange juice, not orange juice, it's a mango juice. There's also still some mango juice for me. So very good fluids. I suggest drinking good fluids that are fine, fluids that you are used to. I really do not suggest the gassy fluids. I really suggest juice that doesn't have too much gas in. You can have gas, but I would not suggest on a daily basis that your fluid would now be the gassy cool drink. I know we are used to it. When for people who are used to it, have been fine. I always tell myself that our mamas those years gave birth in nature, having to sleep sometimes outside, having to sleep in the rainy day, having to work hard, and they didn't realize they were pregnant and they had how many? My mama had 7 babies and they had 7 babies after that. So our wombs are sometimes used to the tensions and the pressures. And it can allow everything. It can allow you to do everything. But you're gonna have to learn to allow yourself to learn what is fine for you, but to not be paranoia. our generation, we can say gassy cold drink, but we need to say do not be paranoia. Because those years people had a light cup of coffee in the morning and they were drinking it every day throughout their pregnancies, and they had 7 children after that. And their children were not aggressed. And if people tell you children were aggressed, children are only aggressed only because of the circumstances in this world, not because of something that you drank when your mama was pregnant with you, you know. But we have to look after ourselves and what we enjoy taking and what is nutritional for our bodies and what is fine for us to eat and what is fine for us to drink. But we also do not have to educate ourselves to be paranoid. And that's why my foods that I share with everyone are simple foods, not paranoia foods. Some people will go crazy into the stores throughout the whole pregnancy journey, and it sometimes is Ribea, Elise talking the whole day on a cell phone, you know, all of those tensions can sometimes be the same tension in a different way. And therefore, we sometimes have to really not be so difficult on ourselves, to not paranoia ourselves through the amazing journey of pregnancy. 1.5 teaspoons or 1 teaspoon of sugar over 2 Weet-Bix with milk. If it's not too sweet for you, then put 1.5 teaspoon. If you're fine with 1 teaspoon of sugar and you can still taste your Weet-Bix and it's still enjoyable, then put 1 teaspoon of sugar. Everything over 1.5 teaspoons is kind of free for me. I was like to my daughter when she was young, right? And when she was younger, and when she was in primary school, and I was told, mommy, the mommy managing what's in her plate of food, and the mommy managing what is in your sugar intakes, and then she would want to sit at the table, and she would want to have 10,000 spoons of sugar over porridge, and then her mama Ribea was like, Papa, kid, that is not really not gonna be fun for you. You have so many teaspoons of sugar over such only over 1 Weet-Bix, Babaki, or over 2 Weet-Bix, or over Kellogg's cornflakes, Babaki, then you're not gonna taste what you want. You're not gonna enjoy it because it's too sweet for you. And then she would sometimes listen to it. Other times she would want to do it how she would want to enjoy the porridge, how she wanted to enjoy it. And then after some time, after me, because you don't leave them just at doing that. After some time of me, just in the morning when I notice her putting the sugar, then I would say that sugar is now really a bit too much. Other times we leave it like and be fine about it, and we leave it to have a lot of sugar on the food. And other times you learn to just say, that much of sugar. I remember those years when we were young children in South Africa, in the poverty communities, children used to eat a slice of bread with sugar and with a little drop of water over when there was nothing else to put over the bread. Nowadays, people make the porridge, people make the dessert with the bread. So they make the bread pudding. Like I love it. I tasted the bread pudding once and I've not had it after that. So people nowadays make the bread pudding where they put the amazing condensed milk in, they put the bread, they mix the milk and the eggs and the vanilla essence. You can put cinnamon in that and they put it in the oven. It's a whole process. I haven't done it myself, but I can think how it's made when I had it, right? And it's very creamy and it's like there's custard also. It's also made with custard, with it in the custard, laying within the custard. It's a very nice taste. And that's probably what children was wanting to indulge when they had the bread with the sugar on. They wanted to really indulge a dessert, right? A bread pudding. And nowadays, and then they came in with the whole Nutella. Everyone knows Nutella. And Maribea said, you can't put chocolate on bread. What is this Nutella about? Putting on your bread. I only know about peanut butter. And then the investigative mother that I am, right? I was like very, I was like very, this is the Nutella, this is the this is the bread, this and this is chocolate and this is bread. How would you want to put chocolate over bread? And then chocolate on your bread. Because we learn this is bread, put some peanut butter, put some jam, but chocolate is a little bit taking it to the next. does Nutella come from? Who was the manufacturer of this? How does it come into the market so fast? That's how I was going on. And the husband was just buying this Nutella the whole time. And I was like, this is not fine with me because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. Because this is peanut butter, this is Nutella. Why is Nutella on the market? And why did it come on the market so fast? And then I was like, after some time, I was like, fine with it. After some time, I was like, fine with the Nutella and fine with the amount of times that I was very, very much, trying to manage that you have it one times a day, you have one slice or so many slices, and then I would check, and then I would leave her to have it because I'm not the mother that's all the whole time gonna say, but I would monitor when I realized this is not really having that Nutella the whole time, then I would really say, that one slice was more than enough. That's fine to have Nutella on. Don't you want maybe peanut butter? Or don't you want maybe this on your bread? Oh, this tastes nice. And I was not very much like how can you say, like the cuddling mother. I was not so cuddly because she's just like me when I was a little girl. She just wanted to do her own thing and she just wanted to experience it herself in her own. And then I was like, when I noticed her doing it, and I was just giving it up and saying, you know what? You can actually enjoy your bread with the sandwich, with maybe some ham on, or maybe this on, or maybe the peanut butter on, or maybe so. And another thing that was nice was Marmite, but she really wanted nothing to do with the Marmite. I love my mama used to love Marmite with butter. Not too much. Just a little bit of Marmite on the bread and nice butter, and you just want to taste the pinch of Marmite bread. You don't want to have your bread too much Marmite in, because if your bread is too much Marmite, it's going to be too sour for you. Mm, pardon me for that. That's not what I'm that for me. I really said I don't know if I'm going to really enjoy that bread or if I'm going to enjoy it later. Depending on how you take your breakfast, it's now late in the day already. But if I'm gonna have the bread, and I would have the bread just a little bit later, give the porridge some time, and then I enjoy my bread, and then I enjoy the day further. Maybe I would have later today the ice cream after my lunch and enjoy that. I knew I was not gonna do this. I was not even gonna eat a piece of this bread at once, but I'm going to have that. I'm gonna give it some time. Just give the porridge some time to digest a little bit for the oddness of Nutella with jam. That mindset, it's mental sometimes. But we eat sometimes like that. You make our bodies used to it. But the mental thought about just have my porridge. Now in my tummy immediately a piece of bread. Remember when we go for breakfast at restaurants, buffets, then we eat all of this at once. But when we now at home and you can now relax that process of it, then you can give yourself some time. You're allowed to give yourself some time. You're not required to sit at the table with the breakfast and with the jam, and you're not allowed to have it at once. You can have your porridge and you give yourself some time. You leave the toast on the table for breakfast. You leave the breakfast there for quite some time, like we learn in the restaurants, and then we give our immune system sometimes. And then later on, you have your piece of toast. Or you can enjoy your piece of toast just after a few minutes. But just it's nice to give yourself some time to before your restaurant. And then everything is there, and it's there for the morning, from the morning 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. And that's how we should how we should give ourselves time. The toast is always gonna be there. It's gonna most of the time stays the same. It's not that different. If you don't really leave your toast until from 9 a.m. to 12, then your toast is most now gonna not taste the same. But if you give it a few minutes, 15 minutes, and you give yourself some time, and then you would really now taste it. There's no difference in the toast. It tastes as fresh as it was while you were sitting at the table. And That's sometimes what we don't. When we're at restaurants, also we can sometimes rush ourselves. But I think the one thing in restaurants is I like my space, right? I like having my. And when the restaurant people and the waitresses is all around me the whole time, that's fine. But one thing that I appreciate is do not try and do that the whole time because it's very disruptive in this respect. When you really now have had your breakfast and you want to now sit calmly because you want to give yourself some time and then you're going to have toast maybe after a few minutes or next order after a few minutes, you know. Restaurants sometimes can just learn that. But our restaurants are amazing. What another thing we can learn with our restaurants and with the challenges and that relates to the world's arguments is our restaurants need to be more family orientated, right? And when we say family orientated, we don't say put a feeding tray in. When we mean family orientated, we mean that it should be family owned businesses that are there, that cares for families, that manages the business with that is not against the community or not against community decisions and against community challenges that people have in communities. We need our restaurants to be set up in a way that's going to be fine for everyone that comes to the restaurant. For the restaurant owners to not have arguments. When people own restaurants and when they manage restaurants, they should not be in arguments that relate to all of the wars and all of the disruptions in our generation. Business owners who manages our restaurants and who manages our businesses really needs to manage it in such a way that it is that you can still go to a restaurant and still enjoy a nice restaurant meal and you can still have to decide that humanity can still want to decide to go to any restaurant, and that's the management changes that I think our generation can do well. Family oriented, have it for the baby, have the restaurant be fine for everyone, have the restaurant be a restaurant that is now, even if you are angry, because humanity is going to be angry, but you need people who's going to be angry and not going to want to be hurting or harming other people. You know, you're not gonna. We need family-oriented places that we need to go in. We need to educate our businesses there. That such is family. New Zealand do that a lot, and they bring the whole family to the restaurant, and everyone is at the restaurant. It's not only where certain people go to the restaurant with friends and so on. It should be family oriented, and the community should educate that so that we can learn to be protective to the one to the other. And that's very, very, very firmly important. And that's it with our breakfast morning with me, Ribea, Elise, everyone. We're gonna share our lunch later on with everyone and our lunchtime with everyone. And that is what we wanted to share with our meal that we're having this morning with our pregnancy time and our pregnancy tummy and our pregnancy womb. We're not gonna do meals next week, but what we are gonna do is we are gonna do our daily body exercises, right? Not exercises that are gonna be challenging for us, but exercises that are gonna be fine for for the pregnancy term that are gonna be fine for us. We're gonna do next week one once a day during next week. We're gonna do that. Not a breakfast exercise and an afternoon exercise. Only once a day. We do the exercise every day for next week, Monday to Friday. That is it, everyone. Have an amazing morning.